by the dawn's early light. What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave.
Greetings. It is an honor to welcome you to the Union Academy celebration, 155 years of education excellence. Education provides us with knowledge of the world and gives us an opportunity to change it into something better. It helps us develop a perspective of looking at life. Education makes us capable of interpreting and understanding ideologies. It is not just about the lessons in the textbooks. It is about the lessons of life. In 1865, Freedman School was opened in the Wayside Hospital building. The original building was burned in 1867, and the new building, Union Academy, was built in 1869. In 1877, Union Academy became a branch of Franklin Academy, and William Isaac Mitchell served as the first principal. Union Academy was relocated to its present location in 1962, where it continued to educate the children of Columbus, Mississippi. Union Academy closed in 2008, and after the tornado in 2019, Union Academy reopened to house the Columbus Success Academy. Again, I welcome you to this momentous celebration.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I'ma get a scholarship to King's College. I probably should brag, but dag, I'm amazed and astonished. The problem is I got a lot of brains but no polish. I gotta holler just to be heard with every word. I drop knowledge. I'm a diamond in the rough, a shining piece of coal, trying to reach my goal. My power and speech unimpeachable. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. These New York City streets getting colder. I showed every burden, every disadvantage. I've learned to manage. I don't have a gun to brand, so I walk the streets famous. The plan is defend it, sparked into a flame, but it's getting dark, so let me spell out my name. I am the A-L-E-S-A-N-D-E-R. We are meant to be a colony that runs independently. Meanwhile, Britain keeps spitting on us endlessly. Essentially, attacks us relentlessly. And King George turns around, runs a spending spree. He ain't never gonna set his descendants free. So there will be a revolution in this century. Into me.
He says in parentheses,
don't be shocked when your history books mentions me. I will lay down my life if it sets us free. Eventually you'll see my ascendancy. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. And yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
It's time to take a shot. I dream of life without the monarchy. The unrest in France lead to anarchy. Anarchy. How you say? How you? Oh, anarchy. When I fight, that makes the other side panicky with my shot.
Yo, I'm a tailor's apprentice, and I got y'all knuckleheads and local horrendous. I'm joining the rebellion, cause I know it's my chance to socially advance. Instead of sewing some pants, I'm gonna take a shot.
But we'll never be truly free until those in bondage have the same rights as you and me. You and I do or die. Wait till I sally in on a stallion with the first black battalion. Have another shot.
Geniuses, lower your voices. We keep out of trouble and we double your choices. I'm with you, but the situation is fraught. We got to be careful to talk. If we talk, we're gonna get.
Bird, check what we got. Mr. Lafayette, hard rock like Lancelot. I think your pants look hot. Lawrence, I like you a lot. That's such a blacker than the kettle calling the pot. What are the odds of God? Put us all in one spot. Popular squad, unconventional wisdom, like it or not. A bunch of revolutionary men, you mission abolitionists. Give me a position, show me where the ammunition is.
Oh, am I talking too loud? Sometimes I get overexcited, shoot off at the mouth. I've never had a group of friends before. I promise to make y'all proud.
Let's get this guy in front of a crowd.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
Everybody sing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Come on.
Whoa.
Let them hear you.
Whoa.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Shout it to the rooftops.
Whoa.
Say to the rooftops.
Whoa.
Come on.
Rise up, where you living, all you need to rise up. Tell your brother that he's gotta rise up. Tell your sister that she's gotta rise up.
When are these colonies gonna rise up? When are these colonies gonna rise up? When are these colonies gonna rise up? When are these colonies gonna rise up?
Rise up.
I imagine death so much it feels like a memory. When's it gonna get me? In my sleep, 7 feet ahead of me? If I see it coming, do I run or do I let it be? Is it like a beat without a melody? See, I never thought I'd live past 20. Where I come from, some get half as many. Ask anybody why we living fast and we laugh. Reach for a flask we have to make this moment last. That's plenty.
Scratch that. This is not a moment, it's a movement. What are the hungriest brothers with something to prove when those oppose us? We take an honest stand, we rose like Moses, claiming our promised land. And if we win our independence, is that guaranteed freedom for our descendants? Or will the blood we shed begin an endless cycle of vengeance, death with no defendants? I know the action in the street is exciting, but Jesus between all the bleeding and fight, I've been reading and writing.
We need to handle our financial situation. Are we a nation of states? What's the state of our nation?
I'm past patiently waiting, I'm passionately smashing every expectation, every action and act of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties and sorrow. For the first time, I'm thinking past tomorrow.
And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. And yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. We gotta rise up, time to take a shot. We gotta rise up, time to take a shot. We gotta
rise up, rise up.
It's time to take a shot.
Rise up, rise up.
It's time to take a shot.
Rise up.
It's time to take a shot. Take a shot, shot. And yo, it's time to take a shot. Time to take a shot. And I am not throwing away my shot.
Good afternoon. My name is Chuck Yarbrough. I'm a historian at the Mississippi School for Mathematics and Science, and I'm here today on behalf of Mona Vance Ali and the amazing staff at our Columbus Lowndes Public Library, whose resources have been invaluable in uncovering the history of Union Academy as well as our entire community. Today we begin Columbus Municipal School District's year-long celebration for the bicentennial of Franklin Academy, the reason that Columbus can truly be called the cradle of public education in our state. It is absolutely appropriate that we begin that celebration here at Union Academy, where we celebrate 155 years of education and opportunity. You see, we celebrate the bicentennial of public education in this community and in our state by acknowledging that educational opportunity has not always been available for everyone in our community. When Franklin Academy was chartered in 1821, the institution was not open for African Americans, enslaved or free. And within 2 decades, the majority population in this community and in this state was African American. And that majority was denied the freedoms of liberty and the pursuit of happiness guaranteed in our nation's founding documents. But the Civil War offered a hope to change that. An essential piece of that hope would be called Union Academy. And since that time, Union Academy has symbolized self-determination, freedom, and hope for African Americans throughout our region. By the fall of 1865, 155 years ago, the United States Freedmen's Bureau was operating a school here in Columbus. That first school and the opportunity it represented for formerly enslaved people faced resistance. Organizers sought access to local tax revenue for education, and they were initially denied. Additionally, in April of 1866, the school's director, Dr. Wilson, received a letter threatening death to him and his teachers for their work. But the threat of violence did not deter them or the community they served. In what can only be described as the courageous acts of a free people, local African American men and women organized themselves and armed themselves to stand guard over their school and to protect their right to educational opportunity, to protect their children's right for a better future. By 1874, records indicate that the school was being referred to as Union Academy, and the opportunity Union Academy offered its students, the opportunity that local freedmen struggled to protect, was symbolized by Henry Edwin Baker, Jr. Henry Edwin Baker, Jr. was the talented son of a local machinist, and he was educated at Union Academy. In 1874, Baker was the first black Mississippian appointed to the United States Naval Academy, and only the third black midshipman in our nation's history. He would go on to become a United States patent examiner and an important chronicler of African American achievement in the late 1800s. In 1877, following the end of Reconstruction, when the white minority seized control of state and local governments, Union Academy became a branch of Franklin Academy. That same year, Professor William Isaac Mitchell became the first African American principal. Throughout the 1880s and 1890s, as civil rights for African Americans were being eroded by state and local governments, records indicate between 700 and 800 students were enrolled at Union each year. Union Academy continued to offer educational opportunity for black children in our community. It continued to offer a way out of no way. It continued to offer a path to rise. On March 25th, 1903, a new Union Academy building was opened here on the north side of Columbus. The new building contained an additional 12 rooms. In 1938, Union Academy continued to grow, opening an 8-room annex. And in 1940, the Works Progress Administration improved playground facilities here. Despite these improvements, a study by the Mississippi State University School of Education in the late 1940s indicated Union Academy was woefully inadequate for the educational needs of its, by this point, nearly 1,200 students. R.E. Hunt High School was built following this assessment, but it would be well over a decade before Union would receive a much-needed upgrade. But Union Academy teachers and students continued to make a way out of no way. They continued to rise. On May 17, 1954, in the Brown versus the Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas decision, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled racial segregation in public schools to be unconstitutional. As Chief Justice Warren said, separate is inherently unequal. All public schools in Columbus and Lowndes County were in violation of that decision. Columbus schools would not fully desegregate until the early 1970s. In 1962, the current Union Academy building was built on the same location as the 1903 structure. After Union Academy was closed in 2008, the school reopened in 2019 following tornado damage to Success Academy at the former R.E. Hunt High School and middle school location. So today, we celebrate 155 years of Union Academy. But we aren't just celebrating 155 years of this school. This event is bigger than that. And we aren't just starting the celebration of 200 years here in the cradle of Mississippi public education. This event is bigger than that. We're here today to celebrate a beacon of education. We are here today to celebrate a symbol of opportunity. We are here today to celebrate a place of community. Ultimately, we are here because for 155 years, Union Academy and all of the teachers, students, parents, and supporters of this school have set the example for how we can strive for our best selves, individually and as a community. We're here to acknowledge, to be thankful that they came before us and gave us such broad, strong shoulders on which to stand. Thank you.
Good evening, and welcome to Union Academy. It has changed a lot since my day, but I can tell that this school still holds the heart of our community. My name is Dr. William Isaac Mitchell. I am the first principal of Union Academy, the historic school that we celebrate today. I was a boy of 10 years old when Union troops came into my house in May of 1865. Slavery has ended, and we celebrated. Freedom has come. An opportunity seemed to come with it. In the months after the Civil War, the Freedmen Bureau opened a school offering education to formerly enslaved people like me and my family. And the Freedmen Bureau fought hard for a local share of educational funding for formerly enslaved children and adults. Like the true Americans we were, my people fought hard to be equal and to protect their freedom, to pursue life, liberty, and happiness. In fact, when local folks tried to lynch our white teachers in 1866, men like Robert Gleed, Henry Baker Sr., and Ben Fernandez armed themselves to protect this school, our community, and our freedom. Back then, I was called Willie, and I, like so many of my peers, worked hard to take advantage of my opportunity. I studied diligently, and in 1872, I enrolled in the inaugural class of Alcorn A&M University in Lorman, Mississippi. There, I saw firsthand the leadership of Reverend Hiram R. Rebels, and I learned from him how education can change the lives and possibilities of my people. Reverend Rebels, of course, went on to become the first African American to serve in the United States Senate. And I, on the other hand, worked hard to become one of the region's most important African-American educators. And I thought that with the power of education, that me and my people can fight alongside with other Americans to pursue our dreams. But I suspect from the history books, you saw how our American dream turned out. Here, in Mississippi 1865, the white minority used widespread violence to overthrow our state's election, as well as our constitutional government. Our hopes seem to be lost. But when all hope seems to be lost, I like to turn to my upbringing in the church. I will remember my father quoting Paul's letter to the Thessalonians. We remember before our God and Father, your work produced by faith, your labor prompted by love, and your endurance inspired by our Savior, Lord Jesus Christ. I believe that we had hope, and I still believe that education is the best avenue for us. I have returned to Columbus and became a teacher after I received my college education, and in 1877, I became the first black principal of Union Academy. At that time, our school had been located on the south side near the railroad tracks, where you will know today is 9th Avenue South, where the Freedmen Bureau School had been located. Relying on the hard work and sacrifice of our black parents and teachers, our school grew, and so did my role in the community. I conducted institutes for teaching black teachers in that region. I was the co-founder of the first African-American owned insurance company in Mississippi, and also the president of the first African-American owned bank here in Columbus, known as Penny Savings Bank. I was also on the board of several fraternal business organizations, and I was a deacon at Missionary Union Baptist Church. I saw the move of Union Academy from the south side to the north side. Throughout my 40 years at Union Academy, Jim Crow segregation limited our opportunities and denied us equality, regardless of how hardworking we were and how outstanding we were. But in spite of the circumstances, my teachers and I made sure that we taught our students to make a way out of no way. And in due time, this school became a beacon in our community. It became a place of hope, and it became part of our heart, and it became our core. Many generations of young people attended school here. They worked hard with faith in their future and love for one another. And that gave our community hope. So today, I ask you all to come out and celebrate with me the hope that Union Academy represented in my day, as well as the hope that our young people represent for us today. Thank you.
I was born by the river in a little sense, but oh, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know the change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will.
It's been too hard to live in, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will.
As I go to the movies and as I go downtown, somebody keeps telling me, don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know the change will come. Oh, yes, it will.
Then I go to my brother. I say, brother, help me please. Oh, but he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, it's been a long time coming, but I know the change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. Oh, yes, it will.
On this day, we celebrate not that which is measured in time, but the things which remain unquantifiable and too often unspoken. Born into an era of chaos and resistance, the idea of educating all of God's children would take root in this community with the creation of Union Academy. The path to this day was neither smooth nor was it straight. However, as we stand here today celebrating its legacy, there's no denying how this institution has enriched our families, our community, our state, and our world. Many times we say, if these walls could talk, the stories they would tell. As we all know, Union Academy is much more than walls or buildings. She is the spirit of perseverance, of determination, of faithfulness, and of achievement. These characteristics have shaped the minds of her students, provided inspiration for her teachers and administrators, and hope for her community. Alongside my fellow trustees of the Columbus Municipal School District, we express our appreciation to all the students, parents, teachers, and volunteers who have done so much over the past 155 years to make this day possible. Thank you, and may God continue to bless this school and this community.
I'm so honored to be here this morning to celebrate the 155th anniversary of Union Academy. This school has been such an institution in our community from its inception. Records indicate that the school was not initially named Union Academy in its beginning. In November 1865, the U.S. Bureau of Refugees, Freemen, and Abandoned Lands operated a Freeman School in Columbus located at Wayside Hospital Building, a warehouse-type structure on the south side that was used as a hospital during the American Civil War, on what is now 9th Avenue South. We know the original building burned in 1867, and by 1869, a new school had been built for African Americans and was run jointly by the U.S. Freeman Bureau and American Missionary Association. By 1874, records indicate that the school was being referred to as Union Academy. In 1877, following the end of Reconstruction, Union Academy became a branch of Franklin Academy, and Professor William Isaac Mitchell became the first African-American principal. On March 1903, a new Union Academy building was opened at this location on north side of Columbus at 1425 10th Avenue Street North and contained additional 12 rooms. The school continued to make progress, and in 1938, an 8-room annex was opened, and in 1940, the Work Progress Administration approved playground facilities. Union Academy stood strong during the 1950s, and the adversity brought on by the segregation of schools. In May of 1954, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that racial segregation in public schools was unconstitutional, and R.E. Hunt School was built to deal with the issues that was facing Union. There was over 1,000 students with only one bathroom, and some of the issues that faced these students were inmonable, so R.E. Hunt was built. In 2008, unfortunately, Union Academy officially closed. However, in 2019, it reopened for students. Ironically, students came back from R.E. Hunt and to Union Academy School. This was because of the February 23, 2019 tornado that heavily damaged Success Academy at the former site of R.E. Hunt. So today, on this 105th anniversary, we celebrate Union Academy being the light and hope of education, providing opportunity for the Black community in Columbus and Lowndes County. And we celebrate the many educators who persevere through times of adversity to give their students encouragement and knowing, determination, knowledge, and education were ingredients to success. This community will forever and always be indebted and grateful to Union Academy School.
It's an honor to be here for Union Academy. I know Union Academy was established in 1865, and it's gone through a whole lot. It was started with a rocky start, and the persistence from the community and from other people helped make Union Academy what it is today. And that persistence is still going today, with Dr. Labatt being the superintendent of our Columbus School District and the board members who all care for our children. And we're just so lucky to have Dr. Labatt and our school board and the persistence. And I think if it wasn't for the divine Holy Spirit in our community, I don't think Union Academy would have made it. Romans 8:16, with our spirit, we are all God's children. That's what Union Academy is about. Established over 155 years ago, persistence never quit. With the Freeman Bureau and the American Missionary Association, that's what got Union Academy started, and the community. And that thriving persistence is still going today with Dr. Labat and the school board. Thank God for Union Academy.
As mayor of the city of Columbus, I'm honored today to have this opportunity to help celebrate 155 years of Union Academy being a beacon of education, hope, and opportunity for the African American community in Columbus and Lowndes County. The city of Columbus recognized the contribution of employees and students of Union Academy to education from 1865 to the present day. Today, October the 7th, 2020, we recognize and celebrate 155 years of educational excellence. At this time, it gives me an honor as well as a privilege to read this proclamation, and I will read it as printed. Celebrating Union Academy, 155 years of excellence in education. Whereas we honor and recognize the Union Academy School as being a steadfast landmark in the city of Columbus, for being an educational tower for the African American community in Columbus and Lowndes County. And whereas records indicate that the school was not initially named Union Academy in its beginning, in November 1865, the U.S. Bureau of Refugees, Freedmen, and Abandoned Lands operated a Freedmen School in Columbus located at Wayside Hospital Building, a warehouse-type structure on the south side that was used as a hospital during the American Civil War, on what is now 9th Avenue South. And whereas the original building burned in 1865, and by 1869 a new school had been built for African Americans and was run jointly by the U.S. Freedmen's Bureau and the American Missionary Association. By 1874, records indicate that the school is being referred to as Union Academy. In 1877, following the end of the Reconstruction, Union Academy became a branch of Franklin Academy, and Professor William Isaac Mitchell became the first African-American principal. And whereas the city of Columbus acknowledged the struggles, the resistance, and threats of violence that the school and teachers faced with unwavering courage and conviction as they stood strong for the right to teach former slaves during the late 1865 and the early years of Union Academy formation. And whereas on March 1903, a new Union Academy building was opened at a new location on the north side of Columbus, 1425 10th Avenue North, and contained an additional 12 rooms. The school continued to make progress in 1938. An 8-room annex was opened, and in 1940, the Works Progress Administration improved playground facilities. And whereas Union Academy stood strong during the 1950s, the adversity brought on by the segregation of schools. In May of 1954, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that racial segregation in public schools was unconstitutional. All public schools in Columbus and Lowndes County was in violation of that decision. Separate but equal was the general opinion before that landmark decision on Brown versus Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas. May the 17th, 1954. 1962, the current school was built on the same location as the one built in 1903. The Union Academy Homecoming Reunion Club was organized and is still active at the present time. And whereas in 2008, Union Academy officially closed. However, in 2019, it reopened for students following a devastating February 23, 2019 tornado that heavily damaged Success Academy at the former site of R.E. Hunt School. And whereas, be it resolved that on today, we celebrate 155 years of Union Academy being a beacon of education and opportunity for the African American community in Columbus and Lowndes County. And we celebrate the many educators who persevered through times of adversity to give their students encouragement and to know that knowledge was one of the main keys to success. Now, therefore, I, Robert E. Smith, Sr., Mayor of the City of Columbus, and on behalf of the City Council and our citizens do hereby present this proclamation to the Columbus Municipal School District as we celebrate Union Academy's 155 years of excellent education on this the 7th day of October 2020. May God bless you.
Good day to everyone. Protocol has been respectfully observed. I am Yvonne Bardwell Cox, and I am extremely grateful to have been offered this opportunity to share with you and to represent my peers, the past and the present teachers of our beloved Union Academy. One of my favorite sayings is, behind every successful man and woman, there is an unsung hero, a teacher who silently enjoys tears of happiness when she sees her students succeed. Union Academy, the school that continues to inspire me to excel professionally and never forget just how far we've come. I was blessed to have been welcomed into Union's community of teachers and learners, a school so closely knitted together, we were like a second family. And today, no matter the time or distance between us, we still share the same closeness. Union Academy is located in the heart of the North Side here in Columbus and could have been forgotten and closed forever. It has been a long time coming, and finally we are here, celebrating 155 years of educational strength and resilience, a rich history of Union noted here this evening will long be remembered throughout the state of Mississippi and our great nation. Years ago, having applied to be a special education teacher in the district, I received a phone call, and I remember so clearly that day I talked with the principal, Mr. Otis Barry. He was so down home and welcoming. Our conversation ended with him saying, "Well, I tell you, the children in this classroom are very slow and they may need a little help. A lot of help. But you'll have two ladies working with you. If you want the job, it's yours." I was excited and I replied, "Yes, sir, and thank you so very much." And he said, "Just come on to work." And then he gave me the date and the time to report. And this was the beginning of a lifelong love affair with Union Academy. Teaching at Union Academy was some of the most memorable years of my teaching career. I can proudly say we were some of the most highly qualified teachers in the district. From creating classroom bulletin boards, all of us wanted to think we had the best. Displaying our students' work on the doors and the hallways gave us all bragging rights, and showing off our students' talents during the holiday programs. Parent nights. This was a big night for us teachers. The parents understood the value of a good education, and they made sacrifices. The delicious meals that only our cafeteria ladies could pull together. Spotless floors throughout the building. All of us focused on student achievement. You see, the love for reading was instilled throughout our total learning environment because we all wanted Union to be the school that shined throughout the district. Union Academy rose from what some looked upon as the lowest functioning school to become one of Columbus Municipal Schools' premier schools, when Union earned a level 5 status under the leadership of Principal Mrs. Christine Woodrick. The principal whose leadership provoked growth in such a way that everyone in the building, from the custodians to the cafeteria workers, assistant teachers, administrative assistants, teachers, students, parents, and the total community shared the same vision: striving for academic excellence, and that we would be level 5 by 2005. And we made it. Soon after, Mrs. Woodrick retired. A retired principal, Mrs. Dixie Butler, served as interim principal for a while. Unfortunately, Union Academy's historical reign concluded in 2009 under the leadership of Principal Mrs. Candace Aldridge. Afterwards, Union continued to be rented out throughout the community for several purposes. As devastating as the February 23rd tornado was, it was also a blessing for Union Academy. The district sought its use. Today, Union has been reopened and houses the Columbus Municipal School District's Success Academy for at-risk students under the leadership of Principal Mrs. LaShonda Garrett. Union's educational legacy continues. Noteworthy, Union Academy has a long-standing history of educating and changing the lives of our students. From its inception until today, the impact of Union Academy can be seen throughout the Columbus community, the state of Mississippi, and nationwide. Former students and employees have earned doctoral degrees, excelled in administration, became city councilmen, teachers, college professors, nurses, engineers, lawyers, and the list goes on and on. Several principals served prior to and after my time with Mr. Otis Barry and Mrs. Woodrick, but they all worked towards the same collective goal: academic excellence for all students. Today, I am proud to acknowledge the importance of continuous learning, and above all, caring for and nurturing children from all walks of life: students with special needs, at-risk students, low and below level average students, and the high-functioning students. In closing, not long ago, I had an unexpected opportunity to stop by Union Academy. And when I walked through the doors, the memories came rushing back to me as if it was yesterday. I stood in the hallway and just smiled. I'm grateful that Union Academy is still standing tall, representing the Columbus Municipal School District.
An education transcends for generations to come, transforming across cultures, races, and traditions, adding knowledge, power, and wisdom to our youth. Building upon 155 years of historical perspectives to educate African American students in our community has evolved into a foundation of academic excellence. Education is serving the heart, mind, and soul of another being. It is an altruistic act that allows you to give to others before you give to yourself. It is without judgment, it removes doubt, it bridges the gap, and embraces all people. Today, I would like to honor and thank teachers, administrators, and those that have served this community with dignity and faithfulness for the past 155 years.
On behalf of the Columbus Municipal School District and the Board of Trustees, we would like to thank everyone for being a part of the first event in our celebration of 2 centuries of public education. As we reflect on Union Academy, a child of the Reconstruction era, and 155 years of excellence in education, we are reminded of the efforts of the past and present to bring forth hope and inspiration for students in this community. The legacy of public education in Mississippi is one that has been soiled at times by enemies of current laws and circumstances. But yet, education has been a champion through the hearts of educators and community leaders that believe in education opportunities for all in one Mississippi. Our trials are the very things that have made this state great. As we live by the blossom of our future endeavors, as in God we trust. For we are a better, stronger, and sovereign Mississippi together. Public education will always be the cradle for improving the social and economic needs for the state of Mississippi. We are grateful today for the educators, students, and employees that have been a part of the rich history of Union Academy. Union Academy is a teacher of unity into this community, a place that Black and white work together for the common good. For the tireless efforts of those who have been a part of Union Academy's journey, we say thank you. I leave you with the words of Thurgood Marshall, former Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States, with his defining quote about public education being a fundamental right. We deal here with the right of all of our children, whatever their race, to an equal start in life and to an opportunity to reach their full potential as citizens. Thank you.
May the rose rise to meet you. May the wind be forever at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your precious face. May the rain fall softly upon your fields, my friend, and until we meet again, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of His
As a former student of Union Academy School and a present assistant principal at Columbus High School, we light these candles in honor of superintendents, principals, students, and staff who pave the way for the district and the community.